Sup, Demi? I was supposed to be going over to my parents' place next week, but would you mind watching the house instead?
If that's what you want, honey. I feel like I owe you an apology, though.
Why are you apologizing? I'm the one asking you. It's fine, really. It can't be helped.
But I've barely been to your parents' house at all ever since we got married. I can't help but feel I should have made more of an effort. I'm sorry, honey.
It's cool, I really don't mind. They understand the situation, babe. They don't hold it against you. It's my big sister who's the problem. You don't have anything to apologize for.
Okay, thank you.
But damn, she really is a pain in my backside. I feel like she's had it in you since the day you met. Do you have any idea what her problem is? Has she ever said anything to you about why she gives you such a hard time?
Nope. I could count the number of times I've met her on one hand. I can't think of any reason why she'd be so hostile towards me. I've always tried to be polite and friendly with her. I guess she just doesn't like me. Like you said, she's been cool towards me ever since day one.
I'm so sorry for all the crap she gives you, Demi. You don't deserve it. I'm gonna try speaking to her.
It's fine. You really don't have to do that. I appreciate the thought, but we virtually never see each other, so even if she does hate me, it's like, meh, whatever.
But still, it's not fair that you have to stay home every time I visit my parents' place just because of my sister and her mystery grudge against you. My parents would love to see you more. To tell you the truth, I'm sick and tired of her.
You know, this got me thinking. What was she like with your ex-wife? Was she like this with her too?
My ex-wife? Nope. She was nothing like this. I never noticed any signs of trouble at all. I don't know what's gotten into her. She accepted my ex-wife. She behaved like you'd expect any normal human being to behave back then.
You said the reason you two divorced was because your personalities didn't match, right? Did your sister have anything to do with it?
Nope, nothing at all. I hate to tell you this, Demi, but they got on like a house on fire. They were virtually inseparable. Our divorce was entirely down to us not being a good match. There was no third-party involvement.
I knew it. I must have done something to upset her. That must be why she hates me.
No, sorry. Maybe I made it sound like that just now. But you didn't, I'm sure of it. You've done nothing wrong, so you better not go feeling guilty or searching for reasons why this is your fault, because it ain't. My sister's just being a dick, and that's all there is to it. Chill out and don't let her get to you, okay, babe?
I hope you're right.
You bet I'm right. This is absolutely, undoubtedly 100% not your fault. Besides, my mom and dad are always singing your praises like it's no one's business. They think you're so amazing that they never hesitate to tell me how they think you're out of my league every time I see them. They seem confused by the fact I managed to bag myself such an incredible wife. So just forget about it. You haven't done anything wrong.
Wow, they say that about me? That's sweet, but I'm really not that special.
Don't be silly. You were kind enough to marry a balding divorcee like me. You're pretty damn special in my eyes. Not only that, but your cooking's to die for.
You're not balding? Well, okay, fine. Maybe just a little. But really, it makes me so happy to hear you say that. Thanks, Dom. Okay, we're gonna have to change the subject now. I think I'm about to cry. Damn, I feel so vulnerable tonight.
You're probably just tired. I bet that's the only reason you're so bothered about my sister. Anyway, it's settled. I'll stay over at my folks' place on my own next week. You should enjoy some you time, babe. You work hard. You deserve to relax and decompress every now and then.
I might just do that.
Demi, I'm so sorry to spring this on you out of nowhere, but is there any way you can make it to my parents' house right now?
Huh? What? Like right now?
Yeah, there's something important we need to discuss with you.
Your sister's there, isn't she? I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Can't we do it over the phone?
Look, I know it's not fair of me to come at you out of the blue like this and understand exactly how you must feel, but my mom and dad want to speak to you in person. Apparently, it's about my sister.
What about your sister? Could it be that they want to talk about the way she treats me?
Right, that. I get the feeling that they've been looking the other way and pretending it wasn't going on this whole time. They always had a vague apprehension that there was anonymity there, but neither of them ever mentioned it to her. You know, because she's family and all. They probably didn't want to cause a row. I think my mom and dad tried to convince themselves it wasn't a big deal, that it would solve itself in time.
I guess that makes sense. It's true, no one's ever said anything to her about her inexplicably rude attitude towards me. So your parents didn't want to rock the boat, huh?
Right? But I knew it couldn't go on like this. So I told my mom everything and sat her down with my sister. Like I mentioned just now, it turns out they had a feeling there was bad blood between you. She actually seemed relieved when I told her, and she was happy to help me try and get to the bottom of it.
I see.
Let's face it, even if they did stick their heads in the sand, there's no way they could claim ignorance when I confronted them with it. My sister never even tried to hide it. Back in the early days when you used to come here, she was so rude and disrespectful, constantly making snide remarks and poking fun at you. Then when you finally stopped because it all got too much, she said if you had the nerve to show up again, she'd give you the marching orders. I told her it ends now.
You did? What did she say?
She said she wants to apologize to you.
Your sister wants to apologize to me? Are you joking?
She actually seems remorseful. This is the first time anyone's ever called her out on it, so maybe it gave her a genuine pause for thought? I don't know. But she's the one who said she wants to apologize. No one is making her. Looks like things are finally going to improve from here on out.
I see. Thanks so much, Dom. I'm so grateful to you and your parents for getting together and doing something about it.
No, if anything, I should be apologizing because it took me so long. I should have done this ages ago.
They are your family. I get that this wasn't exactly an easy conversation to have. I'm super grateful you did this for me, honey.
Does that mean you'll come?
After everything that's happened, it might not be so easy for me to believe she's being genuine. So I can come, but I can't say whether or not I'll be able to trust her. Is that alright?
Of course, it's only natural you'd feel that way. I'm her brother, and I can't even say I trust her 100% myself. It's normal that you'd have reservations after everything she's done to you. I'm not gonna condemn you for that.
But is this really a good idea? Is it really okay to accept an apology when I feel like this? If she does really mean it, I feel like it'd be kinda unfair towards her.
She's the one who's been treating you unfairly, babe. You don't have anything to feel bad about. She should know it's gonna take time for you to forgive her. Won't you at least hear out her apology and consider what she has to say? You don't have to forgive her straight away, or ever if you don't want to.
Okay. I can't promise we'll be best buds after this. But if she says she wants to apologize, I'll hear her out.
Great, I really appreciate this, Demi. Hopefully we can all start moving in a positive direction together now.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, I'm gonna start heading out to your parents' place now. It'll take me about 2 hours. Is that okay?
Sure thing. Remember to drive safe, though. You don't have to rush on our behalf.
Demi, where are you right now?
Huh? Addison, you've never messaged me before. This is a little surprising.
Forget about that. Where are you right now?
I just stopped by the convenience store near your mom and dad's house. I was just about to message John to let him know I'm close by. I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
So you really are on your way here. I'm so sorry about this, but you have to go back. Dome told me you were coming to my parents' house today. You absolutely must not come. You need to go back home, now.
Huh? But why? Is it because you still don't like me? Was all that stuff about you wanting to apologize a lie?
I see, so that's how he did it. He told you I was going to apologize, did he? What dirty, underhanded tactics. I can't believe it. Did you hear me? You're not to come here under any circumstances. Go home. If you come, they'll never let you leave.
What? What's that supposed to mean? I really thought me and you could finally mend fences and start getting along. Why are you doing this? Is the thought of meeting me that unbearable to you? Do you hate me that much?
I understand you're cautious about me. After all, why wouldn't you be? I'm the one who's been treating you awfully all this time.
It's only natural that you hate me, and I don't blame you. So you're actually aware that you've been horrible to me? In that case, why would you do this now? None of this makes any sense.
I'm doing this to protect you. I don't expect you to believe me after how cold and heartlessly I've treated you this whole time, but it's the truth. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say very carefully. You must not come to my parents' house under any circumstances.
How can you expect me to unquestionably do what you say despite Dom asking me to come? He's my husband, And you're my bully and arch nemesis, apparently. The least you could do is give me an explanation. How am I supposed to make a judgment if I don't even know the reason? I've been driving for nearly 2 hours to see you guys, and now you're suddenly telling me to go back?
I want to tell you more than anything, Demi. Really, I do, but it's complicated. Even if I did explain right now, I doubt you'd understand.
What are you saying I should do then? Blindly accept what you're saying without so much as a hint of an explanation for these crazy claims you're making? You're asking too much of me here, Addison. This is ridiculous.
I understand that, but I can't let you come here.
This is pointless. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me when I arrive in the presence of my husband, okay?
No, not okay. Just wait. How many times do I have to tell you? You must not come to this house. I'm serious. You said you're at the convenience store near the house, right?
Right. What of it?
Okay, I'm gonna slip away while no one's looking. I'll come to the store and we can discuss this in person, but whatever you do, do not come to this house. I'm begging you. I'll tell you all about why coming here would be the biggest mistake of your life, and I'll prove it too.
Me in person? Just me and you?
I understand you're apprehensive, but it's not like I'm trying to lure you into some kind of trap. Besides, we'll be out in public, where everyone can see us. I just want you to know the truth, that's all. Once I've told you everything, you can decide what to do for yourself. I just can't let you come here without knowing everything first, okay?
Got it. But just so you know, if I'm not convinced by whatever it is you've got to say, I'll be going to your parents' place, just like Dom asked me to.
Fine, and that'll be your prerogative. All I ask is that you don't rush into it without knowing what's actually going on. Thank you, Demi. Alright, sit tight at the store. I won't be long. I'm leaving right now.
Demi, are you there? Please respond to my messages. Please will you come back, baby? Me and my parents aren't angry with you for running away. I swear we just want you back. Surely it's not fair of you to pull a vanishing act like this all of a sudden without even so much as an explanation. Did I do something wrong?
Sorry it took me a while to get back to you. I had a lot of preparations to make. You must have been really worried about me.
Is this really you, Demi?
Is it really me? It's my phone number, isn't it? What do you think I am? Some kind of imposter?
Right, of course. I'm so pleased to finally hear from you. Anyway, are you okay? Are you safe? My sister is nowhere to be seen either. Me and my parents are beside ourselves with worry.
Me and Addison are both fine. Or rather, we've been together the whole time.
You're with my sister? Are you okay?
Yup, just peachy. Forget that. I have something far more important to discuss with you. You ready for it?
Ready for what? I mean, sure. What is it? Hang on, Demi. Can't this wait a little longer? Won't you just stop by to see my parents first? They're really excited to see you. We've been so worried about you both. It wouldn't hurt to show your faces for a few minutes, right? Mom and Dad haven't been sleeping or eating properly. This whole thing is really wreaking havoc on their mental health. Seeing your faces again would put their minds at rest.
I don't think that's a good idea. Besides, why would I? Me and you were getting a divorce after all.
What the hell? What did you just say? Wait, is my phone bugging out?
I said me and you are getting a divorce, so I won't be coming to your parents' house. It should go without saying I have no intentions of meeting them.
Whoa, slow down a sec. What the hell are you talking about? Divorce? Why would we get a divorce? Why are you springing divorce on me all of a sudden? Did I do something wrong?
Not yet, but you did plan on it, didn't you?
What's that supposed to mean? I want an explanation.
Your sister Addison told me everything. She saved my life. She told me all about your ex-wife Gina, and the real reason she divorced you.
The real reason she divorced me? I told you, babe, it was because we weren't cut out to be together. It was nothing dramatic, I swear. I already explained all this, don't you remember? We divorced because our personalities weren't a good match. There was no other reason.
I wish that were true, because if it was, we could have stayed together. But that won't be happening now I know what I know. I don't want to become the next Gina.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Are you feeling okay? Did you hit your head? I barely recognize you anymore, Demi. Me and Gina divorced for the same boring, conventional reasons most other couples do. I have no idea what she's doing these days, but other than the stress of the divorce, she seemed just fine when we went our separate ways. I'm sure she's doing great.
Sure she is, if you call having a nervous breakdown and living in a psych ward for 3 months great. She's out now, but she got institutionalized because of what you and your mom did to her. Did you know?
Well, what the? Wait, how do you know that?
Because your sister rushed out to meet me on the day I was supposed to be coming to your parents' house. She told me everything. She told me how you and your mom forced your ex-wife to be your live-in slave.
Huh? What the hell kind of moronic bullcrap is this? You're not seriously telling me you believe my sister, are you? I've never heard such a pile of bunk in my life. Did you forget how my sister treated you? Did you forget about how much she made you suffer? Gina's a stranger to me and my family now. How the hell would my sister know what was going on with her after all this time? Addison's just playing her twisted games like always. You shouldn't even give her the time of day. I bet she feels so pleased with herself for tricking you like this. Don't let her spoil things between us with her sick schemes.
You seem pretty desperate to convince me. Did I hit the nail on the head?
Like hell you did! No, no, and no, you couldn't be more wrong. All I'm doing is telling you you've been had. She cooked up some outlandish story to drive a wedge between us, and you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Don't believe a word she says.
It wasn't just words. She showed me proof of what you guys did to Gina.
Proof? What are you talking about? How can you prove something that never happened? More lies! She probably faked a bunch of stuff to trick you, and you were actually gullible enough to fall for it.
Apparently, Gina had reached her physical and emotional limit by the time she divorced you. She was barely eating, barely sleeping. Even talking was difficult. A shadow of her former self, to quote your sister. It's true, isn't it?
What are you talking about? I don't have a freaking clue what you're trying to accuse me of here.
Don't play dumb. She was physically and emotionally broken. She got carried away in an ambulance and admitted to the hospital the day before the divorce. You probably thought you'd get away with it because she would have been too ill to collect any evidence, didn't you? And even if she did accuse you of anything, you could have just called her crazy.
Stop with this crap right now! What the hell has gotten into you all of a sudden? Are you so desperate to paint me as a villain that you'd make up vicious lies about me?
I'm not trying to paint you as anything. That's what you are. It's true, Gina was in too much of a bad shape to gather any proof on you back then. But your sister was keeping records of everything you were doing to her the whole time. Which is why there are mountains of evidence of your sick, immoral, illegal treatment of your ex-wife, and I've seen all of it.
Wait, what? My sister?
She knew that when Gina regained her strength, there was a chance she'd want to press charges against you. So she kept records of anything she thought might help her case.
Well, she didn't end up pressing charges, did she? So, if I'm such a monster, surely she would have gone to the cops. If it's like you say and there's mountains of evidence of all this stuff I supposedly did, I would have been thrown in jail way back. The fact I'm a free man means you're lying.
Gina was completely broken when you were done with her. You caused that poor woman unimaginable levels of trauma that she'll be dealing with for the rest of her life. She doesn't want to remember you or your parents again for as long as she lives, and going through a court case would mean dragging up all those painful memories. Instead of taking revenge and pressing charges, she chose to keep her distance and try to forget about you. You can hardly blame her for that.
In that case, why the hell has my sister been living at my mom and dad's house all this time? She hated us so much that she gathered proof of all this stuff we were supposedly doing behind our backs. Why didn't she just get away from us?
She was waiting for Gina to make her decision. The last thing she wanted was to open up all those old wounds by rushing her. And she thought that if she stayed at the house, she might be able to gather extra evidence by eavesdropping on the off chance you guys ever talked about what you did.
Okay, then why did she bully you? You do remember how horrible she was to you, don't you? How the heck can you be so pally with your abuser all of a sudden? Think about it, she treated you exactly how you claim me and my folks treated Gina. Except we definitely know she bullied you, but with my ex-wife, all you have is baseless speculation.
She did what she did to protect me.
Which part of bullying counts as protecting you? Have you actually listened to what you're saying right now? It's crazy! She went out of her way to hurt you as much as possible.
The only reason she bullied me was so I would stay away from your parents' house. She wanted to stop me from meeting the same fate as Gina. You have no idea how much finding all this out has hurt me, Dom. But it would have been far worse if your twisted plan came to fruition. She knew what was in store for me, and she took action in the only way she knew how. It's over. You won't get your way now. Gina's pressing charges against you.
Whoa, wait a sec. Did you just say Gina's pressing charges?
We met up, and after a long discussion, she came to a decision. She was going to keep quiet, but after finding out you were planning on doing the exact same thing to someone else, she knew you had to be stopped. It's over, Dom.
Do not screw around, Demi. Does that stupid bitch seriously think I'll let her get away with this? Just because she was so damn lazy that we couldn't find any use for her anymore does not mean she has the right to come after me. She will pay.
Finally, your true colors. You're despicable. The most despicable person I've ever met.
You shut your whore mouth. Do you have any idea how difficult things were for us after she got admitted to hospital? Do you have any idea how hard we had to work to find a replacement for her? And she's pressing charges against me? Do not make a fool of me.
No one needs to make a fool of you. You're obviously capable of behaving like a moron all by yourself. How many years of Gina's and Addison's lives have you and your parents wasted with your sick modern-day slavery operation? As if that wasn't enough for you, you planned on taking me captive as your next victim.
So what if we did? It was my ex-wife's own dumb fault for not figuring it out, and it would have been yours too.
You're right. It's important to figure things out, isn't it? Like figuring out that if you kidnap and hold someone captive, wasting years of their life and destroying their physical and mental health in the process, there will be consequences. You guys didn't figure that out. And now you're gonna pay the price by suffering just as much as you made her. After Gina rose to action to prevent her disturbed ex-husband and his parents from claiming another victim, she found out that it was possible to claim compensation up to 3 years after the finalization of the divorce. She took her case to civil court, where word of dastardly Dom and crew's abhorrent misdeeds finally came to light in front of a judge, and they were finally exposed to the world. To clarify, what was important here wasn't necessarily winning the case, but to expose the three of them publicly for what they did. The case was so sensational, it made its way onto national news, after which Dom and his parents became notorious as that psycho family who kidnapped their daughter-in-law, thus turning them into despised social outcasts. Thankfully, as a result, the chances of them finding more victims is slim. While victory wasn't the main goal, it was of course desirable that they win the case. Addison's diligent evidence gathering and Gina's first-hand witness testimony proved to be an unbeatable combination, and the case was won without issue, thus cementing both the destruction of Dom and Co.'s reputation and the compensation payments. After Dom's co-workers, along with the rest of the county, saw the piece on national news, he became a pariah at work and soon felt so unwelcome he had no choice but to hand in his resignation. At the same time, the town rumor mill began operating at full capacity, and before long, the three of them became neighborhood outcasts, the butt of every joke, and the targets of every disdainful glare. They wanted to move away more than anything, out of the country if possible. But between Dom losing his job, owning thousands in monthly compensation payments, and his parents already being well past retirement age, the reality of their circumstances weighed down on them too heavily, and now they have no choice but to continue living in a neighborhood in which they were universally hated and constantly talked about behind their backs. I can't see them finding another victim anytime soon.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Deep text.
Hey Yvette, long time no see. I heard you got married, sis. Could it really be? Why didn't you tell me? That's like so not cool.
Oh, hi. It's been a while, Tamsin. Why are you messaging me out of the blue all of a sudden?
Didn't I just say? You got married, right? Why didn't you tell me anything?
I did tell Mom and Dad, but they just told me, to quote them, to do whatever the hell I please. I can't say I was too interested in carrying on the conversation. I mean, come on, sis. We haven't seen each other or spoken in years. Why would I go out of my way to tell you about my wedding?
How could you be so cold? I'm your little sister. In spite of that, I haven't heard a peep out of you in years, and if that's not bad enough, you kept your damn wedding of all things a secret from me? You're just making me sad here, sis.
You feel sad? You've got some nerve. Did you forget about everything you did to me?
Huh? What are you talking about? Did I do something to you?
Are you seriously telling me you don't remember? You've been stealing all of my things since we were barely out of our pushchairs. It only started out as toys, and I mean, fine, whatever. Kids will be kids. I wouldn't have a problem if it stopped there, but when we grew up, you escalated to stealing my favorite clothes and bags. Then, in middle and high school, you moved on to stealing my boyfriends. Even after that, you kept stealing my stuff. Nothing was safe. You took everything I worked so hard to buy myself with the money from my part-time job at the cafe. When I tried telling you to stop, you'd run off to Mom and tell her I was bullying you so she'd take your side.
Gee, sis, you still harping on about all that crap? Let bygones be bygones already. Sheesh! You're so petty. Anyway, I didn't do anything wrong, no matter how much you cry and complain. All I did was say I wanted your stuff. It was thanks to me constantly pestering Mom and Dad you got given so much stuff in the first place. So what if I have them? Something for me every now and then?
What? You can't be serious. You don't see the problem with crying and screaming and kicking up a fuss until Mom and Dad got so tired of you they gave you my things to placate you? Not only that, but you're the one who made moves on my boyfriends. You went out of your way to steal them from me.
Nuh-uh. I so did not. I know you're still bitter, but accept it, girl. They chose me over you, and that's all there is to it. If you actually think about it, you'll see it wasn't my fault. LOL, but if there's one thing I might be guilty of, it's being more beautiful than you.
Drop the act already. You were the one who went on the attack. You did it all on purpose. You know what hurt the most? Every time you succeeded in stealing something from me, you lost interest all of a sudden and threw it away. You went out of your way to throw my things in the trash when I was looking, to break up with my boyfriends right before my eyes. You'd condescendingly preach to me how you were entitled to throw away your things if you wanted to, but it was clear all you wanted to do was hurt me. You ridiculed and humiliated me at every opportunity. You made me feel like crawling into a hole and dying. I'll never forget what you did. Don't get me wrong, I'm fully aware Mom and Dad put you up to it half the time.
Wow, sis! You're an even bigger self-pitying loser than I thought. How can you have such a warped, twisted view of the world? Have you considered therapy? You're scary. You'll get even uglier at this rate if you're not careful. Have you considered thinking positively for a change? Negativity ages you, you know? Surely you have enough wrinkles already.
The point here is that I want absolutely nothing to do with you or the rest of my family ever again. I made that pretty clear to Mom and Dad when I told them I was getting married. To my astonishment, Mom was actually adult enough to respect that, and she agreed never to make contact again. You didn't seem to get the message, though. I know she told you.
Ugh, don't be so mean-spirited. You're my only sister in the world. I want to see your new husband. What's he like? I really wanted to go to the wedding, but thanks to you sulking, I had no idea where it was gonna be held.
That's funny. You say you wanted to go to my wedding, but I know you had no intention of celebrating or being happy for me.
I so did. Stop with this already. Your words, they cut me like a knife. Can you imagine though? If I actually did go to the wedding, I would have stolen the show. Everyone would have been talking about me, I just know it. I guess it probably would have sucked for you to be upstaged by your beautiful little sis on your wedding day.
I was right not to invite you. Even just the thought of it makes me feel ill on a visceral level. Honestly, you're the last person on earth I wanted to see there.
Whoa! Are you jealous? I can't pretend I don't get it though. If I was there, you would have been practically invisible on the most important day of your life. It was a good tactical move, I'll give you that. I'm not mad at you for not inviting me. Even a crusty loser like you should get to be in the spotlight at least once in her miserable life, right? And I so generously and benevolently didn't even try and track down the venue.
Whatever. You can think and say what you like. I want nothing more to do with you. Are you done now?
You really are cold. Let's face it. Any guy someone like you manages to bag isn't going to be anything special. He's the husband of a disappointing wrinkled hag in her 30s after all. Is he bald, fat, or some miserably old man who spends most of his life in an office cubicle getting shouted at by successful people? Maybe he's all three?
Yep, you hit the nail on the head, so you may as well just leave it alone.
I knew it. Enjoy your magic miserable lives together.
Tamsin! Stay away from my husband!
Huh? What's this about?
Don't play dumb with me. You've been sending messages to my husband on Peepbook.
Huh? So what? What's bad about that? Human beings talk to each other all the times. You know, it's a perfectly normal thing to do. Imagine getting upset over that. Cringe. You baffle me.
Which part is normal? I'm the one who's baffled. Your behavior makes no sense.
Use your head, pea-brain. Your husband equals my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law equals my family. It's perfectly normal for me to talk to my family on social media.
Surely that only applies to family you actually have anything to do with. Besides, even if it was normal, it's certainly not normal to send your brother-in-law pics of you in your underwear. If you think otherwise, I suggest you go get your head checked out.
Wait a second. You crap me up, Yvette. Those aren't my panties. It's a bikini.
Panties or bikini, the surface area is the same. Hey, you big hunky stallion, do you think I look cute in these? Seriously, I want to vomit. No one in their right mind would send anything like that to their sister's husband.
You're overthinking this like you do everything else, and you have the gall to call me a head case? I didn't mean anything by it. It was just a bit of lighthearted fun. Take a chill pill. Ah, I get it. You're losing your mind because you think I'm gonna steal your husband, aren't you? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Let's face it, you're never gonna come out on top in a contest between me or you.
Do you never get bored of this? Just give it a break already. Your very existence disgusts me more than words can describe.
Whoa, scary. Who says stuff like that? Does your husband have any idea what a deranged psycho you are? You're a real nasty piece of work. You should be locked up. I feel kind of bad for him. Did he know what he was getting himself into? I fear for your married life together. Should I send in a rescue team? LOL.
He knows me better than any of my actual family do. So, thanks, but we don't need your concern. That's why we got married.
But you know you and him aren't a good match, don't you? You'll never last. I know, sis. How he's tall, dark, and handsome. How he's on 6 figures in a management role at a major company. My friend told me, and I told Mom. Wanna know what she said? That a young beauty like me is far more suitable for a high-spec guy like him. I agree, he's wasted on you.
Maybe it does look like we're a mismatch from the outside, and you know what? Think what you want. I don't care. We got married because we love each other. You can try and tempt him all you like, but you're wasting your time.
Is that a challenge? You do remember how every single boyfriend you've ever had broke up with you for me, right? You should be more careful about what you say. I hate to break this to you, honey, but your husband replied saying he wants to meet me. Surprise, surprise! He chose the young beauty over the dried-up hag.
Is that so? I'm happy for you to think that.
Yep, that is so. Looks like you have some preparations to make.
Preparations? For the divorce?
I've decided I'm gonna go through with it. Me and him are going to get married. After all, me taking away everything you hold dear has become somewhat of a family tradition. It'd be a shame if not to keep it alive. Seems like your husband's fully on board with that too. You wouldn't want to stand in the way of the man you love getting what his heart truly desires, would you?
I see. Do you really want him that badly?
Yep, I want. I'm so much better suited to him. He's gonna be the happiest man on earth with me in his arm.
I see. Fine. Leave it with me. I'll send everything over.
Huh? What the? I thought you'd be mad. Why are you going along with it so readily? Is it because you're putting your husband's happiness first?
Discussing anything with you would only be a waste of time. Instead, I'm gonna give in and send you everything I own.
Woohoo! That escalated quickly. I'm shocked, sis, I gotta admit. It's actually kinda disappointing. Although, guys like him only come around once in a blue moon. Handsome and a high earner. I shouldn't complain, really. Tee. I'm happy to leave you alone and let you live out the rest of your years in lonely misery after this. So make sure you deal with the divorce proceedings ASAP, okay? Hey! What the heck? What's going on? Explain!
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You know exactly what I mean, don't play dumb. I'm asking you what the heck you think you're playing at sending a load of garbage at my house?
But didn't you say you wanted all of my things? That's why I sent you all of my things.
What? What? Why would I want your trash? Have you lost your mind?
Come on, trash is taking it a bit far. It might not be brand new, but the TV is still watchable. And the furniture is still in pretty good condition. You have no idea how much of a help you've been. I had no idea what I was gonna do with all the furniture and appliances from when I lived on my own when I moved in with my husband. I was actually thinking of taking it to the landfill. Laws around recycling have gotten real strict lately, and it seemed like more trouble than it was worth. I couldn't believe my luck when you said you wanted it all. Thanks so much, Tamsin. You're a lifesaver.
Are you messing with me?
No, not at all. You said you wanted all of my stuff. So, I sent you all of my stuff. That's all.
I said I wanted your husband, not this crap. I never said anything about sending me a pile of trash, not even once.
But you see, my husband isn't a thing, nor is he stuff. He's a human being. I have no right to give him away like some possession. Besides, it's all still usable, so it's not trash.
Ugh! Just let me meet him. I don't know why, but your husband's P-book page disappeared since we last spoke and I can't message him anymore. I'm guessing you deleted it because you were panicking? If I can just meet him in person, he'll choose me. I just know it.
My husband's Peep-book page? Oh, that. Now that you mention it, he did say some weird woman, obviously trying to look younger than she is, sent him some disturbing pictures. Apparently, he blocked her straight away. He said they made him feel uncomfortable.
What? Weird? Trying to look younger than I am? Disturbing? My pictures made him feel uncomfortable? What? Are you making fun of me?
I mean, is he wrong? You might be younger than me, but you are 30 now. You're well past the age you can go around using your youth as a weapon. You call me a wrinkly old hag, but I'm only 2 years older than you.
Ugh, shut up! I've got you beat in every category. I get told I look like I'm in my early 20s all the time.
Ugh, this again. I've been wondering this for a while now. But have you ever heard of the term flattery?
Oh my god, what? What's gotten into you? You've been looking down your nose at me this whole time, haven't you? I don't need to hear this from the likes of you.
You are, of course, free to think what you like about yourself. I think it's healthy to have a positive self-image, even if it is contradicted by reality. By the way, my husband did actually say he wants to meet you.
Oh, he did? Really?
Yes, really. He said your disturbing behavior made him so curious that he wants to know whether you're that weird in real life, too.
What?
He said he wants to see the culprit behind the decade-long harassment campaign against me with his own eyes. He seemed genuinely amazed that someone like you is able to delude yourself that you're young or beautiful.
No, it's you two who are weird. You're the ones who are messed up. Come to think of it, it makes perfect sense. You're a nutcase, so he'd have to have a screw loose to have anything to do with you in the first place. Birds of a feather. He's probably just trying to defend his wounded pride because he knows deep down he'd never have a chance with me.
That's right. We're a pair of nutcases in love. I have to correct you, though. You seem to have things the wrong way around. You're the one who doesn't have a chance with him. Understand now? How about you just acknowledge it instead of trying to defend your wounded pride? You can't always have things your way.
Shut up. When I find a guy to marry, he's gonna be the real deal, the genuine article. He's gonna be tall, handsome, rich, funny, witty, charismatic, popular, rich, and have great taste in women. The kind of guy who'd even turn you down in your dreams.
You were disqualified at great taste in women. I wonder if you can really pull it off, though.
If a cave troll like you can find a husband, there's no way I can't.
The problem is, your only redeeming quality is your rapidly deprecating appearance. Besides that, maybe your youth? Even that's doubtful, though. Your personality is so rotten you give the devil a run for his money, and you're an unemployed shut-in who's barely even capable of housework. What do you bring to the table?
I can do housework. What other skills do I need besides that? That's the most important thing for a woman. Have you seen the statistics on how much money beautiful women make in their lifetimes compared to ugly ducklings like you? I have, and I know one thing. The good life is waiting for me.
But surely that only applies to beautiful women who take the time to reflect on themselves, learn skills, and become better people by enriching the lives of those around them. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it probably doesn't apply to poisonous, naive layabouts who think they're really beautiful just because they're young, which they're not, who contribute nothing of value to anyone.
How could someone as ugly as you possibly understand?
No one escapes aging, and you're already 30. You can harp on about youth and beauty all you'd like, but there's no denying it. You're no spring chicken. You're past the point of being capable of begging a guy who's into young beauties. I hate to break this to you, but that ship left port, and it's never coming back.
Ugh, you're so annoying. Just shut up. You think you're so special because you got married? This is so went to your head.
I don't think I'm special at all. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Oh, yeah, by the way, I got a message from Mom. You were more reliable to us than that lazy good-for-nothing.
Huh?
She said you might have had a shot at marrying into wealth 5 years ago, but now you're just unwanted leftovers. She's completely useless. Despite being jobless, she barely even does housework.
No way, she didn't say that. Mom and Dad said I'm valuable to them simply by existing. Mom said I might still have a shot at marrying into money.
When was this? You see, the thing is, Mom and Dad are currently in the process of trying to cozy up to me because they say the thought of relying on you in their old age makes them anxious. To think they spent all these years spoiling you as their favorite. It's really quite ironic, isn't it? It made me laugh when they suddenly started trying to curry favor with me the moment they heard about my husband, despite the fact that they told me never to contact them again. You've had them wrapped around your finger for pretty much your entire life. And to be fair to them, they have looked after you. Make sure you see them through their old age in comfort, okay?
There's no way Mom and Dad would say those things about me. They'd never choose you over me. They always said I was their favorite, the beautiful daughter.
Fine, ask them yourself. Ask them who they'd rather looked after them in their old age. Will you believe it when you hear it straight from Mom and Dad themselves? Or are you too stubborn and thick-headed even for that?
The answer is obviously going to be me. These are just lies and fantasies. Vicious lies and fantasies. It's always been obvious how Mom and Dad felt about you. You were a burden and a nuisance at best. Why would they do 180 all of a sudden now? They never loved you.
I'm glad they never loved me. The thought that I could have actually turned out like you, a self-obsessed narcissist who thinks the world revolves around them, makes me shudder. All I feel for you is pity. The only thing in this world you have to be proud of are your rapidly deprecating looks, and I pity you from the bottom of my heart.
I don't need your pity. The only one deserving of pity here is you, the withered old hag. Those parents never loved her.
There you go again. You talk about people as if their appearance is the only thing that matters. Love that expects some kind of reward isn't love at all.
Is this bold font all you've got? You really are pathetic. To think the woman who spent her entire life on the losing side, having everything she held dear stolen from her, would have the nerve to speak to me like that.
And yet you tried to steal this pathetic old hag's husband. What does that make you? Are my hand-me-downs the best you can do? How about you find someone with your own hard work, based on your own merit, who loves you for you? You know, like I did. The most important person in my life, who you're not capable of stealing. I found him with my own hard work and determination. There's not a single person on this planet who loves you for who you are because you're rotten to the core. You wasted your life playing malicious games to massage your overinflated ego. And where did it get you? You really are pathetic. Unable to cope with the thought of being rejected, apparently Tamsin went on the offensive against Mom and Dad, demanding they choose between me and her. Of course, Mom and Dad, who only judged books by their covers, chose me and my high-earning husband. That was the spark that started the fire, and before long, the entire street was woken up at 2 a.m. by the argument to end all arguments, which resulted in Mom and Dad booting her out. Unable to cope without a constant stream of praise and approval from others, Tamsin started working in the adult industry. But even that didn't last long. Competing for work with girls much prettier and younger than her, she was treated like used goods, found it impossible to stay afloat, and was forced to quit. Refusing to accept reality, she then applied for a series of high-class escort agencies. They all turned her down. How do I know this, you ask? She posted it all on her Peep Book page. Last I heard, she was etching out a living with money from the wallets of her multiple lovers and sugar daddies. But when I say etching out, I really mean it. She begs Mom and Dad to take her back on practically a daily basis. It seems like she didn't learn anything from what I told her at the end. I have a feeling she'll live out the rest of her days in self-absorbed ignorance and nothing will change. As for my parents, who initially had no interest in my wedding, they had a mysterious change of heart the moment Tamsin told them he was a high earner in a managerial role at a major company. Apparently, they tried to get Tamsin to convince him to marry her instead at first. But when they realized he had no interest in her online advances, they switched tactics to cozying up to me in an attempt to mend our troubled relationship. I've been working at a prestigious insurance company since I graduated college, and I bring in a decent salary myself. It must have finally dawned on them that I was infinitely more valuable to them than the long-term unemployed and impossibly selfish Tamsin. Obviously, I have no interest in having anything to do with them for as long as I live, so I got a new phone number, and me and our husband moved into our new place together. Naturally, I didn't tell them my new address, nor do I intend to. With that, the messages from them finally stopped, and me and my husband are enjoying our newly married life together. I don't need any of them in my life. The parents who raised me and my sister constantly comparing us and playing favorites, or the sister who made it her life's mission to steal everything I hold dear. From here on out, it's just me and my husband, who chose me and only me and loves me for who I am. We're currently in the process of trying to create a big, happy family, if you catch my drift.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.